3.
Good afternoon. My name is Chelsea Spence, and today I'll be telling you about systematic oppression. So what is systematic oppression? Systematic oppression is when a system or a government imposes laws or policies that can affect a certain demographic of people in a negative light. In the United States, this demographic is usually minorities. These laws and policies are not meant to personally hurt minorities, but those who impose and enforce these laws and policies can also have implicit biases that can promote systematic oppression. An example of this is the Immigration Customs Enforcement Program, also known as ICE. This program works with U.S. Homeland and Security to protect our borders, and this is a good thing. According to ICE, most of the detainees that they detain are not even a threat to their community or don't even pose a possible threat to their community. So why are they being detained? It's simply because of the negative stereotypes associated with immigrants. The United States thinks of immigrants as criminals coming to bring crime and drugs into the United States, when in reality, many of these immigrants just come here to make a better life for themselves and their family. But once they get here, they are detained and placed into these deportation camps. And in these camps, they lay on concrete and they have poor ventilation system and they're treated as criminals, placed in cages. According to the ICE.org, they can be in there for more than 2 to 4 years. This is just one way that systematic oppression affects the United States today. Another way that systematic oppression is affecting the United States is through our local law enforcement officers. Our local law enforcement officers are placed in our communities to prevent and protect us from crime. And this is also a good thing. But according to a New York Times studies, it shows that most routine traffic stops are targeted against Black individuals. African American individuals are not only targeted at these traffic stops, but they are more likely to be placed on search than their white counterparts. So why are African Americans at a greater target and searched more than white individuals? It's simply because of the negative stereotypes placed around African Americans. They are seen as thugs, as criminals within their communities. And this is just a negative stereotype that perpetuates onto them, and why the law enforcement also treats them at a different advantage than their white counterparts. This is another way that systematic oppression affects minorities. Another way that systematic oppression can affect minorities is through the U.S. judicial system. The U.S. judicial system is founded on the law of law and order and justice for all people. But it is shown that people of minorities are placed with longer sentences than those of the majority. If you are a minority, you are more likely to be placed and convicted of your crime rather than a white individual. This is just not fair, and this is another way that systematic oppression is opposing and oppressed on the United States. So here are some ways that you can help solve systematic oppression. Systematic oppression can be solved by you just educating those around you and educating yourself on the struggles of minorities and what they have to go through in this state. Not only is education a good way, but also electing officials that are a minority or of diverse background. By electing minorities to be your representatives or to be a part of your city council allows for minority voices to be heard within the community and to work along the majority and to unify both parties. Not only that, but also providing better training for law enforcement, providing them training and involvement exercises with the minority community. If the law enforcement is able to bond and connect with minority communities and understand the minority struggle, they will better be able to protect the minority communities as well as the majority community. Another way that you can solve this problem is also by stopping the portrayal of negative stereotypes within the media. Media is a big way to push ideas onto the American people. By stopping negative messages against minorities, we are able to stop this negative and oppressive system from enduring. But the most important way that we can solve systematic oppression is by you speaking out. By you taking action today, signing a petition, looking at your local community to see what actions they are taking to solve and help minorities can just change the way we run our country, and it can also abruptly end systematic oppression. Today, you can be the change. You can unify people, and you can stand up for those less fortunate than you. By taking a change today, you can help America be a better place for all breeds of life. So will you stand up today, and will you fight for the end of systematic oppression? Please do, and thank you.